Okay, I'm gonna do a little short video here on Truckstang. Not exactly one of the normal series videos, but a little spin-off, I guess you could say. That spin-off has to do with a transmission. Yeah, been having some transmission issues, this damn thing. Even though I rebuilt it once, lost reverse because of an issue with the drum, the piston in the drum getting stuck. Rebuilt it again, had reverse for a second, then lost it again. It also appears like I don't really have a range of forward gears. It'll go into gear going forward, but from the way it seems, it's like it's in first gear, more than likely, and it's not upshifting. Now, based on different research, more than likely, it's the the high reverse clutch pack. Piston might not be engaging. The band would appear to be engaging because I put air on it with the valve body off to test it, and it looks like it moves. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's moving inside here, but one of the things that I decided to do as part of the troubleshooting process here was get us a gauge. This little pressure gauge is supposed to allow you to look at the oil pressure, line pressure more accurately on the transmission. Try to get up under here. You can see that oil line for the gauge hooks up to a port on the side of the transmission, and it allows you to look at the line pressure on the transmission in the different gears. Now, according to different forums and books and all, I've been getting some weird pressures on this thing. I'll give you a good example. You might say, how are you going to do that when you're not in the car when you got to select the gears? Well, tires are off the ground, so I could shift through this shit and be able to safely do so without it taking off on me, but especially since I don't have reverse anyway. But I'm in reverse now. This thing is bouncing around the middle 200 range. Line pressure is supposed to be around 180 psi. This thing is a little bit higher than what the book says it's supposed to be. Kind of odd. If I drop down into the forward gear, it's floating around 160, 170. That's still a smidge high, at least from what I recall in the book. But the wheel will move. Another thing we want to look at is our drive shaft seems to be somewhat well. It's not shaking the shit out of itself, but that's forward gear. Go ahead and apply the brake here. Give me 1 second. Go ahead and put it in neutral right now. Even in neutral, it's fluttering around 160, 170. Give me a quick second. Looking at the book right here, in neutral, I should be around 60 to 90 psi. With the brakes applied, 60 to 90 psi. We're fluttering around 160, 170, way too damn high. Let's see here what reverse is supposed to be. Reverse is supposed to be 150 to 180. We were fluttering around 260, give or take. Where we are in reverse, we get focus there, 250, give or take. We're almost 100 psi higher than normal. Even in drive, should be 60 to 90 psi. If I put it in the manual 2 or 1, should be 90 to 110. do this again. That's drive right now. We're around 161, yeah, about 160 give or take. Way higher than it's supposed to be. Yeah, that didn't sound good. Yep, fuck it up some more. Didn't have the brake engaged all the way. But yeah, this transmission is pumping oil way harder than what it's supposed to be, which means now time to do some more research to see what the hell is going on as to why this thing is so high pressure. So let me zoom out of that. Yeah, so we're going to be going back to the book, going back to the interwebs, and continue to try to see what the hell is up with this transmission before I decide to turn that thing into a boat anchor and put a stick shift in here. Well, I think we got the problem solved on our transmission issue. As you can clearly see right there on the gauge, our pressure is within a reasonable range. It turned out to be vacuum. More accurately, lack of vacuum. There was a manifold. Let me go to it. That manifold right there was completely clogged with a hunk of mud, dirt, whatever. Had no vacuum to anything. Once I took that off, cleaned it out, put it back on, we had vacuum once again. Our power brakes started sucking, which also let me know that I'm probably going to need a brake booster. And we were able to slam this thing into reverse, and it worked. When the wheels were off the ground, the wheels spun like they were supposed to. Put it in the forward gears, ran it in the forward gear, it upshifted the second pretty quick. Didn't want to try to test it in all the way up to third because, well, without a load on it and the wheels off the ground, I might have had to rev the thing up to a relatively high speed before the vacuum changed enough to allow it to jump into third, and we ain't doing that with the car on jacks and the wheels off the ground. Only way to find out what's up there is to test this thing on the road. As you can also hear, the engine does this weird surgy shit, and it stalls on occasion because, well, we do not have a solid air system here. We got a vacuum leak, probably in the form of that damn brake booster. So I will have to address that more sooner than later, or if for any other reason, just block off the doggone brake booster, because the car actually stopped pretty fine without the power brakes. So either way, show a quick demonstration of how this thing acts. It slams into reverse pretty hard. Oil pressure in reverse, fluttering around 150 give or take, which is where it's supposed to be. And we go into reverse like we're supposed to. Got our forward gear as well. So all that stuff works as designed. I could have probably saved myself a shit ton of work pulling this transmission out if I had just went and checked the doggone vacuum modulator from the get-go instead of putting my faith in that little manifold actually being clean. You live, you learn. But either way, we will be testing this thing on the road to determine how the transmission is acting. That will be on Truckstang 4, the last of the series, because, well, this was just a spin-off to talk about our transmission issue, and more accurately, the dumbass mistake regarding our transmission issues. So, yep, till the next time, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, notifications, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for Truckstang 4 when we do finally get this thing on the road, test it out and all that, iron out some bugs. As you can see, we got bugs, wasps, all that crap, whatever. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and keep playing around, trying to dial this thing in, get it running a little bit better and all, and need a new battery too, by the way. But yep, like I say, catch you later on Truckstang 4. I'm out.